with many specifying the US United States happen.
5, 4, 3.
We have stage 2 engine ignition. 1 minute 25 seconds. Engine pressure hold. No we have ambulance 236 291 4229.
Hey guys, City Wall here, and welcome back to Mars. In this City Skylines project, obviously I'm playing the game with a lot of mods. It doesn't normally look like this, but the thing is, I am attempting to still play the actual strategy simulation game of City Skylines, even though this city doesn't really look much like what you'd expect to see from this game out of the box. There's a number of mods that I could use, but I choose not to. For example, to remove all the problems of the city, remove death, remove pollutions, things like that. But for me, I don't want to use those because I like to play this game with the actual game mechanics. I like making sure that the traffic flows, making sure that there isn't crime. It's fun to play the game with the guidelines that the game gives you, but at the same time, make it look way cooler than it ever could just playing the base game. It's very fun, very rewarding, especially since I get to share it with you guys. You guys have kept me going. You've left some of the nicest, most heartfelt comments I've ever seen, and I really can't thank you enough for your involvement, even if that just means watching a video online. As much as I hate to say it, and as much as I know it might hurt you to hear, this will be the last episode of Mars. There's so much more that goes into a project like this, behind the scenes. It's just not something that anyone can keep up forever. I don't ever want making videos to feel like a chore, because in the end, I really am just playing a game. And one of the game mechanic limitations that I've had in this city is that I can't really place down any office buildings without complaints about not having enough workers. This is because my education system so far has been seriously lacking, and you need university-educated citizens to work at an office building in order for that building to function. So in order to fix this problem, I decided to build University in Harmony Station. The Crater of Mars University is a for-profit college nestled in the southeast corner of the crater wall of Harmony Station on Mars. The university's striking design and esteemed alumni make it by far one of the most desirable upper education institutions on the planet for a wealthy college applicant. Other, much smaller universities, colleges, and trade schools can be found on other outposts and colonies of Mars, but none can match CMU's scale, wide variety of majors, nightlife, or visual appeal. While the degrees offered at the school don't carry the same weight of, for example, the small but very esteemed Mars Institute of Technology outpost, the massive network of alumni more than make up for it. Nearly 50% of all college graduates on the planet come from CMU, and classmates often form strong bonds that carry them through to the rest of their lives. While the university does offer STEM degrees, the school also has design, media, and art departments, a host of literature, history, business, and finance degrees, and a communications and journalism feeder program, all of which are the only of their kind within 34 million miles. The school is a major selling point for Harmony Station and Mars as a whole. Many families would otherwise be more hesitant about the prospect of moving to Mars with children and tend to be swayed by the glorious images of the campus and the long list of well-known professors and alumni who themselves moved to Mars. The fact that a large, well-established higher education institute exists in the most populous city on the planet provides wealthy parents with the peace of mind and assurance before moving. The campus was designed and built entirely by the P&J Mitchell Education Corp., a vertically integrated education conglomerate. When bidding on the walk contract, they hired well-known design firm Cavall & Associates to come up with a master plan cohesively designed university. As such, the entire section of the dome features a uniform white plastic poly building material for everything from walkways to benches to light posts to roofs. The firm designed the structure to be embedded within the crater rocks, with many of the facility's storage, maintenance, and systems buried deep within the crater wall. The design of the structure gives meaning to the name Crater of Mars University. The precise curves and angles of the plaza and main building complement the red rocks and create a contrast that is meant to evoke futuristic, utopian ideals in harmony with the natural environment, something that societies back on Earth failed spectacularly at over the last half-century. For this reason, the design of the university heavily incorporates a wide array of meticulously planted vegetation, everything from poplar trees to azalea bushes to oaks. The plant life not only makes the campus feel more homey and inviting, but also creates a wonderful aroma that masks the distasteful smells that occasionally waft up from the lower portions of the colony. The campus itself is focused around a central point, an exhaust and holographic display that usually features solar system as well as campus news, stock prices, awards and announcements, and any other information that might be useful for a college student or professor. Because of the layout of the school, this display is visible from nearly every classroom, and one must walk directly past it on most journeys through the campus. Around the central focal point is a series of steps leading up towards the 3 entrances of the school. These steps are used during the once-a-year graduation ceremony and on a daily basis are where many students eat their lunches or sit and look out at the city in between classes. Also in this courtyard is a convenience store that sells toiletries, snacks, and school supplies for students, and a Starbucks coffee shop across from it. Like many successful brands from Earth, Starbucks made the leap to Mars early on, setting up greenhouses near the Martian equator, specifically for growing their patented, genetically modified coffee plants, propelling them to a monopoly on coffee bean production across the planet. On the far side of the campus, closest to the Serrano Hotel and Resort, is a small restaurant, a place where visiting parents or professors might eat lunch. This side of campus features the main handicap ramp up to the entrances of the university, and is also where the contrast between building materials of CMU and the rest of Harmony Station's upper areas is most apparent. On the other side of campus is 4 large dormitory towers, massive enough that nearly half of all upper-level citizens of a particular school year on the planet can be found living in the HMU dorms. These dorms, named after university mega donor and alumni Archie Bradshaw, are the single most important aspect to CMU's sustained success. Each tower houses a particular year of student. First-year students stay in the shortest tower, which is most nestled in the rocks and is built on top of the university dining hall. And as students spend more years on campus, they move to progressively taller and taller towers, eventually earning themselves beautiful views of the city as well as the Martian deserts outside the dome. Because all students are required to live in the dorms during all 4 years, these towers are widely known as the birthplace of countless successful Martian companies and endeavors, Students were forced to live in very close proximity for 4 years, make strong connections with their peers, and friendships and relationships built here have a reputation for lasting decades after graduation. As a student, one of the biggest upsides of going to CMU is the proximity to Seal Casino Royale, the Link Arena, and Club 09 nightclub. In most other outposts and colonies on the Red Planet, nightlife is limited to small bars and cantinas, so the prospect of going to university in walking distance to some of the most well-known major nightlife attractions on the planet is much more exciting than many of the alternatives. Although the school doesn't feature campus sports, Greek life, or a social club scene, this easy access to the Harmony Station Entertainment District more than makes up for it. Plans, however, are in place to one day add a campus-linked sporting complex in the empty lot currently sitting adjacent to the university, and additional construction is also planned for a lower-level trade school attached directly to the base of the campus. Crater of Mars University, both in construction and in practice, catches the eye of most who see it. Not only does its striking appearance give off the utopian aura that persuades many to move to the Red Planet, the staggering statistics about the students and their successes after graduation pop out on paper. It's a place for young Martians to widen their horizons, expand their interests, and socialize with their peers. Hopefully, the university's lofty goals and utopian appearances don't take a more sinister direction as new additions are built in the empty spaces around campus. While this might be the last full episode of Mars, that doesn't mean that there isn't more Mars content coming. Keep an eye out for a behind-the-scenes video about this episode, as well as a final overview video highlighting the entire city of Harmony Station. Again, I need to give a huge thanks to every single person who had a hand in this project, from patrons to asset creators to guest builders, graphic designers, moderators, musicians, and most importantly, the fans. Your comments, your input, and your support has built this project, and it wouldn't be what it is without you. It may be inappropriate to say, see you next time on Mars, so instead, I'll just see you next time.